Hello and welcome to this video where I will tell you what you should do. Should you do investment or should you do trading? Alright?
Hi, I'm Harshit Mohan. I am a stock market investor and trader by passion. I am father of a lovely daughter, husband of a loving wife, and I'm also the founder of Peaceful Wealth Community.
So let us quickly jump into the video and I'll tell you what is that process to increase your wealth you should follow. Or is it possible to be both investor and a trader? So let us discuss this thing. I'm going to talk about the investment first, and in the investment, let us first of all discuss some of the pros, some of the positive sides of being only an investor. So, if you are just an investor, you are on the track of creating wealth for your future generations. I mean, it's not that it happens with everyone, but there is a possibility. So, like in 1990s, a lot of people invested in Wipro when it was a very micro cap company, and now they are multi-millionaires. Same way, if you have invested in some company today, maybe 20-30 years later, that company may become of the size of Wipro or maybe bigger, who knows. But then if it happens, then you also stand a chance to become a multi-millionaire because your capital will also grow exponentially in that company. And then you can pass on the shares of that company to your children, to your family members also. So that is one thing. Next, it creates wealth even if you don't work at all. What it means is if you are on a vacation or if you are not logging to your trading platform at all, you have forgot the trading account password and everything, even then your capital will keep growing if the company is good. Okay, provided company is good, right? So it is a passive mode of increasing your wealth, but it does not happen in reality all the time. Few of the companies will be bad, you'll have to filter them out. Few of the companies will be good. So yes, but assuming that you have invested in a good company, even if you don't work a lot, it will keep increasing your wealth. It gives income in the form of dividends. So if you have invested good amount of capital in a company and that company is giving you good dividend returns, dividend yield, then you will keep getting some kind of income without doing much efforts from that company. Like ITC is a very good dividend payout company, right? And there are many other basically PSUs who give very good dividends. So these are some of the pros which I wanted to share. It creates wealth for future generations. It is not a very active mode of increasing the wealth, and you can expect some dividends. Now let us look at some of the cons, some negatives. So it requires constant study of companies. So it just not does not happen that you invested in the company and then you forget it for the next 20 years, 30 years. You'll have to continuously assess if the company is on the path of good growth, profitability or not. Okay? And time to time you'll have to reshuffle your portfolio. You'll have to take out the bad companies and you'll have to put in the good companies. And all this requires constant study, which means that you also need to have some kind of knowledge of the finance as well as the investment to be able to do that. If you don't understand anything about the finance or you don't know anything about the investment concepts, then it will not be possible for you to do that. And no matter what you do, how much study you do, there is always a risk of a company doing fraud. Like in the case of Satyam, the Satyam was very good company. Even then, it did some frauds which was not caught by the auditors. So there is always a risk of losing your capital no matter how much study you do. And that's why diversification is important. Portfolio allocation is important. And last but not the least, it tests your patience because creating wealth through investment, it takes time. It does not happen in a month, it does not happen in a year. In the case of pandemic, definitely a lot of people grew their wealth in 1 year, but that is an exceptional scenario. Exceptional scenario. Usually it takes several years to grow your wealth to an extent where it becomes very substantial. So these are some of the pros and the cons related to the investment. Now let's talk about the trading. So what are some of the pros of trading? Number one, it creates a regular income. Now, all this is based on the assumption that you are a pro trader. You are doing trading from a long time, you have a system which you are following, and you are having control on your emotions, and you are completely familiar and completely comfortable with the trading. It may not be true for everyone. So, it creates regular income. Second, it creates wealth when you work. So it's more of a active mode of participation. So if you want to be little active, you are having some kind of boredom in life, it's especially true for retired people, then trading will give them some kind of activity and they can keep themselves engaged. But then you should never do over trading. And third, no market study is required if you are following a system. So in trading also there are different ways to do trading. There is a discretionary trading, there is a systematic trading, there is algo trading, right? So if you are a discretionary trader, then definitely you have to do lot of analysis, lot of research, and it is no more better than an investor. But if you are a systematic trader, if you have a system, then what happens in the world you don't care at all, because you have very fixed rules, and based on those rules you are doing the trading. So if you know nothing about the finance world but you trust your system, even then you can make very good money by doing trading. So these are some of the pros of having a trading system, and let's discuss some of the cons, some of the negatives. So number 1, it is more difficult to control your emotions when doing trading, because when you do trade you see the transaction of money happening instantly. So if you are having loss, suddenly there will be emotion of anger and fear inside you. But if you see profit, suddenly there will be emotion of happiness and greed in front of you. So you need to be able to control these emotions. But the good thing is, all this can be done if you are following a system which can tell you when to enter, when to exit, how much to buy, and everything. Right? And the next negative, which I feel, is it requires active participation. So if you are a person who is feeling bored, then it is a positive aspect. But if you are a person who is very occupied in your job or in your business and is not able to devote time to trading, then it will be like a overhead for you. However, I have created some strategies which requires just 5 minutes per day or 15 minutes per week, depending on the kind of strategy you apply. And using this, anybody can do that. But yes, it is definitely a challenge for those people who are not aware of a system like this, right? So this is just the two cons which just came to me. So we have discussed the trading and the investment both. Now there is a question you may ask, okay, can I be both an investor and a trader? So the answer is very well yes. I myself am an investor and a trader. So I have invested in some companies, and by pledging the shares of those companies, whatever margin capital I get, I do trading also on that. So I am doing both. I have very well defined systems which I use by giving just 5 minutes a day or 15 minutes a week, and that gives me good returns. Or on the investment side also, I have companies which are very good solid companies, and those companies I have also selected using very well defined rules. So I have rules in whatever I do in the stock market. It's all rule driven for me. So if you also create some rules for you, you can definitely be an investor and a trader both. But when you don't have a rule, then you will have a lot of difficulty in becoming both. So that is all I wanted to cover in this video. I hope it gave you some clarity on what you should actually do in your own investment journey, in your own journey in the stock market. So thank you for watching, and if you have still not subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button below and subscribe to the channel. So thanks for watching, take care, and bye bye.